Hello, it's Martin from Wisely Automotive, and in today's video I will show you 10 tips on how to get the most out of the iDrive in your BMW i3. I'm currently sitting in a fairly new facelifted i3 with the 6th generation of BMW's operating system, but pretty much everything I say applies to the older cars as well. Most of these tips revolve around phone connectivity, because we often get customers who absolutely want to have CarPlay, but in fact iDrive has quite a few features built in which make CarPlay a bit redundant depending on what you are planning to use it for. So naturally, to get started we need to make sure that your phone is properly paired through Bluetooth to the car. To do that, from the main menu go to Communication and then scroll down to Manage Mobile Devices. Click Connect New Device, and if this is the first device you are pairing to your car, it doesn't matter which function you choose. Now on your phone, go to your Bluetooth settings and find the car in the list of available devices. You will get a prompt to confirm that you are about to pair a new Bluetooth device, so just confirm that, and on your phone make sure to allow your contacts to sync to the car. Now we see that my iPhone is paired for voice calls, Bluetooth music, and also streaming of apps. That means that we can get started with tip number 1, which is calling your recent phone numbers right from the steering wheel. As you probably know, the buttons on the right hand side of the steering wheel control the multimedia system. Specifically, you can use the little scroll wheel to navigate through a list of radio stations when you're, for example, listening to radio, right in the instrument cluster, and then when you find the one you want to listen to, just press the scroll wheel in and that selects the desired station. Similarly, for phone, you can press the phone button on the steering wheel and that brings up the list of recent phone calls. And you can scroll through these, and once you find the person you want to call, you just press the scroll wheel in and the car will start the phone call. With the phone calls out of the way, it's now time to move on to the other thing which people like to do with their phones, and that's listening to music. All i3s come with Bluetooth as standard, so we can stream any audio from your phone into the car's speakers. But if you are, for example, a Spotify user and you want full control of your music right from the car's display, that's actually possible, even without CarPlay. The vehicle needs to be equipped with an option called BMW Apps. I think it used to be an optional extra in the past, but now it comes built in as standard. To get your tunes going, simply open Spotify and make sure that the car is selected as the volume output, just like you would normally do when you are listening to music from your phone. Now go to Media, and in the list of sources, Spotify should appear. Tap that, and not only do you see information about the currently playing song, but you can also access your recently played songs, your entire library, or you can search for something entirely new. So if I want to listen to AC/DC, I can just start putting that in, and the system can automatically predict that I want to listen to AC/DC. The third thing which phones are great for in the car is navigation. The BMW navigation is actually fairly good, but a lot of people just find it too cumbersome to put in the destination, especially if you don't know the postcode or the exact address of where you are going. However, if the car has an active BMW online package, not only can you find an exact destination online, you can do all of that through voice. So let's say that I want to navigate to Tesco in Surrey Quays, which is fairly close to our showroom. Just look, I press the voice control button on the steering wheel. Online search.
Online search. Please say the desired point of interest.
Tesco, Surrey Quays.
Tesco Extra was selected. Route guidance has been started.
Mind you, that was on the first try. Okay, I hear you. You do not want to use the BMW voice control. You want to use Siri if you have an iPhone or Google Assistant if you have an Android phone. To use your phone's voice control, simply press and hold the voice control button instead of just tapping it once. So for example, what's 2 plus 2?
2 plus 2 is 4.
The nice thing about activating Siri this way is that the phone is relying on the car's microphone, which is nice and close to me to capture my voice, and pumps the reply back through the big speakers. So you can imagine that if you have your phone in some kind of a holder, you can simply start navigating on your phone just by saying, "Give me driving directions to London Bridge using Google Maps."
Getting driving directions to London Bridge using Google Maps.
There we go, didn't need to touch the phone once. I can already see the comments rolling in how voice control does not work for you, so okay, alternative solution. If you are in any text field in the iDrive operating system, such as when you're putting in a new destination, you can do so the old-fashioned way by selecting letter by letter, or if your car is equipped with the professional sat-nav, you can use the top surface of the rotary iDrive controller as a touchpad to scribble letters in. In case you make a mistake, you can simply cross the last character out.
Delete.
The other thing we can do with our phones, which is not exactly obvious with these in-car systems, is being able to scroll through the map and just look at points of interest around us. But it is in fact possible. You need to scroll to the interactive map option, and then you can rotate the controller to zoom in and out and rock it up, down, left and right to navigate on the map. The further out you are, the quicker you're going to move across the map. This is very useful when you're, for example, driving through a new area and you see that there is a charger nearby available. All you have to do is move the little circle on top of that point of interest, press down, and you can show details to make sure that the destination is exactly the one you wanted. And all it takes is one more click to start navigating.
Please follow the arrow on the display. When leaving, please turn left.
Speaking of finding charging stations, we usually recommend using apps like ZapMap, but you can do it through the built-in system as well. Let's say that I'm navigating somewhere very far away, like in this case Edinburgh, and I'm certain I won't make it there without stopping to charge. This is also indicated by the red flag in the map screen. All I need to do is go back into the navigation menu, select Enter New Destination, Points of Interest, and Vehicle Charging Stations. By default, the car is trying to show me points nearby, but I'm interested in points along the route. To adjust that, I can click on the Change Location and Filter criteria, and under Location, select Along the route instead of Current Location. As you see, there's plenty of chargers along the way, and they are also displayed on the minimap, so I can decide which ones I find suitable. The last 3 tips are going to focus on customization, and if you've had a BMW before, you probably know where this is going. These 1 to 8 buttons on top of the air conditioning panel are not only radio station presets, but they can be programmed as shortcuts to anything within the infotainment system. So let's say that I often go shopping to the Tesco at Surrey Quays, which we used in the previous example. All I need to do is highlight the address and then assign it to one of the buttons by pressing and holding. So I will make it number 1. Or I want to be able to quickly turn off the pedestrian warning sound, which is the little speaker on the outside which generates a fake engine noise to let others know that a car is approaching. Instead of having to scroll through the settings every time I want to do that, I simply navigate to the location in the menu and I can assign it to button number 8. So now, regardless of what I'm doing with the infotainment, each time I press 8, the noise generator will be turned off, as indicated in the instrument cluster. In case you forget what you assigned to each of the buttons, you can simply rest your finger on the surface, and these are touch sensitive, so the description of the shortcut will pop up on the main display. You can always override them by pressing and holding again. But if you want to clear all of them, you simply press and hold 1 and 8 at the same time for 10 seconds until a prompt comes up, and then you can confirm to unassign all of the shortcuts. For facelifted cars with the iDrive 6 operating system, the main menu is no longer just a list, but includes these tiles which show different pieces of information. To rearrange them, press the menu button again, which brings you into the zoomed out view. Highlight which tile you want to move, so for example, my vehicle, and I simply rock the controller left and right to move the tile across. The information displayed can be also adjusted. To do that, I need to go into my vehicle, contents of main menu, and here I can change what the tiles displays. So if I want to be able to see the state of charge right on the home screen, that's absolutely possible. And lastly, take a look at the key. There's this diamond button which can take on multiple roles. To choose what you want it to do, again go into My Vehicle, Vehicle Settings, Doors/Key, scroll down to the diamond, and select what you want it to do. My favorite is Auxiliary Climate Control, which is a fancy term for cabin preconditioning. So you don't need to get your phone out with the app to start pre-cooling or preheating. If you are within the range of the key, simply press and hold the button, and that will activate the air conditioning for 30 minutes. And that's it for today. I hope that even seasoned i3 owners have learned something. And as always, if you have any questions or you would like to share your tips, do so in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you for watching and see you in the next one.